episode of All Things Network, we're going to discuss one of my most favorite topics, building a home network. The home network starts with an integrated router and then all of the devices that make up the home network. And here are a list of devices that would normally be found in a home network. It would be desktop computers, possibly laptops, gaming systems, PlayStation 5s or Xboxes, smart TVs, printers, scanners, and security cameras, which have become almost second nature. Telephones and climate control devices are to name a few. And as the new technologies come on the market, more and more household functions will rely on the network to provide connectivity to those devices and control. Let's talk about the router for a second that is used to build a home network. Most home routers will have plug-ins for Ethernet cabling on the back of the router. These Ethernet plugs connect to an internal switch on the router. These ports are usually labeled Ethernet or LAN, local area network. So all devices connected to the switch ports are all on the same local network. Not only does the router have wired ports, many home routers include what everybody loves, Wi-Fi. This Wi-Fi is distributed by a radio antenna, and a built-in wireless access point is created. By default, the wireless devices are on the same local network as the devices that are physically plugged into the local area network switch ports on the back of the router. The internet port is the only port that is on a different network in the default configuration. Many wireless routers designed for home use have an automatic setup utility that can be used to configure it automatically. These utilities usually require a PC or a laptop to be connected to a wired port on the router. If no device is available that has wired connectivity, it may be necessary to configure the wireless client software on the laptop or tablet first. To connect to the router using a wired connection, plug an Ethernet cord patch cable into the network port on the computer. Plug the other end into one of the plugs on the back of the router, the local area network port. And do not, I repeat, please do not plug the Ethernet cable into the port that is labeled internet. That port is for the line that comes from the internet service provider. After confirming that the computer is connected to the network router and the link lights on the NIC, which is the network interface card, indicated working connection, the computer needs an IP address. Most network routers are set up so that the computer receives an IP address automatically. And this is from something that we talked about on a different episode, which is the DHCP, which is the Dynamic Host Configuration Protocol server. And it automatically configures on the wireless router. If the computer does not have an address, the address may need to be entered manually, which is also called a static IP address. Before entering the configuration utility or manually configuring the router through a web browser, you should consider how your network will be used. You don't want to configure the router and have the configuration limit what you are able to do on the network. Nor do you want to leave your network unprotected. One good question you always have to ask is, what should my home network be called? If service set identifier broadcast is on, the service set identifier name will be seen by all wireless clients within your signal range. The majority of the time, the SSID, which is the service set identifier, gives away too much information about the network to unknown client devices. It's not good to include the make and model or the brand name as a part of the service set identifier And also, one other thing, please remember the default settings of a router are easy to find on the internet, as well as the known security weakness. So make sure that you change the password and the name of the SSID, the service set identifier, so that it will not be easily penetrated. Well, that sums up this episode of All Things Network. I hope these tips will help you build a secure and relaxing network for your home. I'm signing off. Lightspeed, and bye-bye for now.